Off-season slaughter means we butcher the weak when nobody is watching.
Dr.Marcus reaps the barren field.
I watch the winter setting in the fair weather players evaporate from the park. They love the sunshine but freeze when the gymnasium turns bitterly cold and dark. I am loading up the heavy plates with the psychological malice meant to break you. Every single repetition is a clinical warfare maneuver designed to remake you. I see you skipping foundational routines just a posture for flashing cameras. But you can never disguise the internal panic when the heavy pressure hammers us. This is an exercise in mental suffering, pushing past standard human capacity. I bring systematic devastation to the rhythm, operating with absolute ferocity. We pull the heavy iron when the stadium lights are dead and dark. We leave a permanent scar on the pavement, an undeniable mark. There is no applause for the sacrifice made in the shadow of the gym. We butcher the competition until the chances of survival grow slim. The harvest is ruthless when we calculate the heavy cost of the crown. We stomp on the industry and tear the collective kingdom straight down. Look at the weakness they display when they aggregate in a fragile group. They need a crowd around the table just to loop a basic tactical loop. I am a sovereign state operating as an entirely closed mechanical system. They are begging for a savior, but I never would step forward to assist them. I accelerate the pace and let the track expand the madness inside my chest. I am the undisputed apex predator because I never take a second to rest. The facility is cold at 4 a.m. when I step up alone to challenge the machine. The separation is a product of the discipline that happens behind the screen. This is the final execution of the grand design created from the concrete floor. I do not need an introduction when I step inside and kick down the laboratory door. The master builder of the audio is standing by the mixing console in the dark. I leave a permanent indentation on the culture like a heavy corporate mark. We pull the heavy iron when the stadium lights are dead and dark. We leave a permanent scar on the pavement, an undeniable mark. There is no applause for the sacrifice made in the shadow of the gym. We butcher the competition until the chances of survival grow slim. The harvest is ruthless when we calculate the heavy cost of the crown. We stomp on the industry and tear the collective kingdom straight down. So let the record show, I never asked for any assistance to build this wall. I watched the empires that relied on cheap alliances crumble and fall.
Off-season slaughter is the ultimate philosophy of true mental survival. I am my own coach, my own dedicated teammate, and my own fiercest rival.
The sanctuary is locked tight from the inside forever. The circle is closed.
Uncounted hours vanish in the dark as I build my absolute legacy alone. Dr.Marcus clocks the endless psychological void.
step inside the concrete temple when the clock is completely frozen dark. The cold brick wall is stretching as the heavy shadows make a mark. No calculators present here to measure sweat upon the floor. I push the heavy iron columns till my hands bleed to the core. This unrecorded sacrifice occurs while the entire public sleeps. I am a solitary wolf who guards the valley from the lazy sheep. They measure every single second just to post a quick validation clip. I let the calendar dissolve completely while I tighten up my iron grip. The stopwatch cannot comprehend the dedication in the stone cell. I am the only master architect who survived this heavy mental hell. I drop the heavy barbell down and shatter their entire fake dream. My focus is a sharp ballistic knife that cuts across your tiny team.
Uncounted hours in the dark.
We accumulate the power to survive the test.
We stand alone upon the platform.
At the final hour just to stay alive.
The heavy iron is the only
absolute truth that our spirits recognize.
We watch the synthetic empires
crumble down right before our very eyes.
No scoreboard can ever capture
the real weight of this proud crown.
We stomp our boots upon the concrete
and we tear the kingdom down. Let the clock run completely out. I do not need numbers on the face. I am an infinite machine operating far beyond the limits of the space. The mind is colder than the steel bars resting heavily on my back. I focus strictly on the alignment as I step away from the commercial track. They want a savior, but I am a closed system completely locked inside. I let the absolute silence testify for all the moments that they hide. I accelerate the execution rate and amplify my internal chest torque. No biological competitor alive can stop the progress of my work. The facility is freezing cold at dawn when I step up alone. The train of separation is a product of the brutal violence inside my brain. They try to match the cadence, but they cannot handle a percussive bar. I am a self-luminous cosmic body brighter than any modern superstar. This is the final demolition protocol to wipe the industrial slate clean. I am the most aggressive force of nature that this landscape has seen. The master audio builder is standing by the console inside the zone. I do not need a cheap alliance because I can conquer this world alone. The heavy lactic acid tells me I am breaking straight through the wall. I watch the fragile institutions of the pretenders begin to crack and fall.
Uncounted hours in the dark.
We accumulate the power to survive the test.
We stand alone upon the platform.
With the final hour just to stay alive.
The heavy iron is the only
absolute truth that our spirits recognize.
We watch the synthetic empires
crumble down right before our very eyes.
No scoreboard can ever capture
the real weight of this proud crown.
We stomp our boots upon the concrete
and we tear the kingdom down.
The timer stops, but work continues infinitely in the subterranean quiet. We do not listen to the crowd or participate in their commercial riot. Uncounted hours became the foundation of an unbreakable fortress of steel. The triumph is finalized and physical dominance is completely real. The circle remains fully closed from the world today. The sanctuary is secure.
as we walk on.
This cold world requires heavy iron just to survive the winter.
Dr. Marcus forges the unbreakable steel blade.
angel spirits shattered completely from the bitter cold. They are trading all the inner artistic on it just to get their hands upon a tiny piece of fake gold. I step inside the dark concrete sanctuary where the heavy plates are stacked up directly to the roof. Every single drop of salty sweat that hits the floor is absolute, undeniable proof of the labor. We screaming out for mercy, but the steel never listens to a single human cry. I adjust the mental grip and look the executioner directly in his frozen eye. They want the recognition without ever putting hours in the dark subterranean space. I watch them masquerading for the cameras while panic is written on their face. The psychological component of the warfare is a burden that they cannot bear. I am loading up the maximum capacity and stepping right into the lion lair. No assistance from the sideline because the sideline is crowded with the clones. I'm building up an empire of discipline upon a massive monument of stones. It is a cold world, but I lift a heavy iron up to the sky. I watch the weak fall down while the real soldiers learn how to fly. No comfort in the static, we push the limits past the breaking point of steel. I manifest the victory and make the psychological supremacy become completely real. The chalk is on my fingers, the absolute determination is dripping from my skin. We dominate the platform because we calculate exactly how we choose to win. Look at the systematic failure when they try to aggregate inside a group. They need a stadium of people just to help them execute a basic loop. I am a sovereign entity operating entirely inside a closed system. They crying out for a savior, but I never would extend a hand to assist them. I step up the operational frequency to kill every shadow of internal doubt. This high intensity tactical deployment shows what the masterclass is about. The deep lactic acid burns, but I welcome the painful competitive sensation. I leave the heavy historical baggage behind to focus on total domination. This maximum velocity threshold leaves the superficial pretenders far behind. A continuous barrage of professor syllables permanently rules the mind. The training arena is empty, but the internal energy vibrates higher than before. I keep climbing the ladder of execution until I completely sweep the concrete floor. It is a cold world, but I lift a heavy iron up to the sky. I watch the weak fall down while the real soldiers learn how to fly. No comfort in the static, we push the limits past the breaking point of steel. I manifest the victory and make the psychological supremacy become completely real. The chalk is on my fingers, the absolute determination is dripping from my skin. We dominate the platform because we calculate exactly how we choose to win. The frozen atmosphere begins to thaw under the heat of the ultimate execution. We do not offer any excuses or search for an artificial chemical solution. Cold world and heavy iron, the ancient equation is completely solved today. I pack my gear up in the dark and quietly walk along the solitary way.
A middle child of the arena stands caught between generations of pure combat.
Dr.Marcus safeguards the violent Colosseum gates.
Floor where ancestors bled to conquer the domain. I see the new generation chasing clout while dodging all the psychological pain. I am the stable bridge between golden era craft and modern simulation of the art. I lock myself inside the subterranean room where false prophets never laughed. They want the luxury of championship banners without the witness starvation of the soul. I carve my name into bedrock of this landscape to assert unshakable territorial control. The psychological warfare begins before I step onto the platform to display my strength. I have analyzed your network perimeter and measured the exact dimension haters wondering if I will break down. They wanna see the crown slip from my head to distribute pieces to the clown. But I am a closed circuit system engineered to withstand external emotion. I am the steady anchor resting at the bottom while the surface has a violent ocean. I'd accelerate the lyrical compression and let the bass line shatter your perspective. My technical performance is an operation of mathematical excellence that stays effective. I am loading 600 pounds of unadulterated reality onto the opposition. I do not need a public relations department to explain my strategic position. This is the peak of performance where adrenaline pumps through the network like a flood. I sacrifice my youth and comfort to write this testament using my own crimson blood. The competition is paralyzed by the velocity of accursed bars hitting their line. I reclaim the throne promised to the lineage of warriors on the divine timeline. I am the middle child of the arena,
Raising heavy iron bars tonight.
I stand between old gods and new titans.
Preparing for the final fight.
no external validation can never extinguish the furnace burning.
Burning in my soul.
I manifest a strategic dominance required to maintain absolute total control.
The stadium is roaring.
But my internal focus remains completely silent and cold.
We claim the ultimate victory.
Before stories of the conquerors are told. Let the archives reflect that I stood in the arena and never shifted my stance. I did not leave my legacy to random luck or the movements of a chaotic dance. Middle child of the arena means you connect past glory to future standard of might. The training session is finalized, but the internal furnace radiates intense light. The gates are locked from the inside to ensure the sanctuary remains completely pure. The conquest is absolute, and the territory is secure.
A dollar and a slate means carving your entire future from absolute nothing.
Dr. Marcus etches the ledger in stone.
I look across the frosty pavement where the fragile spirits shatter from the cold. They trade their inner artistic honor just to get their hands upon some fake gold. I step inside the dark concrete sanctuary where the plates are stacked to the roof. Every single drop of salty sweat that hits the floor is absolute, undeniable proof. They want recognition without ever putting hours in the dark subterranean gym zone. I watch them masquerading for the cameras while I lift these heavy weights alone. The psychological component of warfare is a burden that their minds cannot bear. I am loading up the maximum capacity and stepping right into the fierce lion lair. I started with a single dollar and a broken slate. Now I am rewriting destiny and shifting heavyweight. The iron bars are bending underneath the mental strain. I isolate the muscle groups and welcome all the pain. Look at the systematic failure when they try to aggregate inside a fragile group. They need a stadium of people just to help them execute a basic training loop. I am a standalone enterprise operating entirely inside a closed, stable system. They are crying out for a savior, but I never would extend a hand to assist them. I step up with the operational frequency to kill every single shadow of inner doubt. This high-intensity tactical deployment shows what the master class is all about. The deep lactic acid burns through the tissue, but I welcome the competitive spark. I leave the heavy historical baggage behind to focus and permanently make my mark. This maximum velocity threshold leaves the superficial pretenders far behind. A continuous barrage of percussive syllables permanently dominates the mind. The training arena is completely empty, but the internal energy vibrates high. I keep climbing the ladder of execution until I watch the fake competitors die. I started with a single dollar and a broken slate. Now I am rewriting destiny and shifting heavyweight. The iron bars are bending underneath the mental strain. I isolate the muscle groups and welcome all the pain.
The ledger is completely finalized, and results are written in the human anatomy. We do not rely on the speculative opinions of the crowd or their fake economy. A dollar and a slate was the primitive beginning, but the monument built is vast. Every single obstacle that attempted to block my structural progress is in the past. Before the fall-off happens, you must secure the apex position permanently.
Dr. Marcus halts the terminal gravitational descent.
I watch the landscape shift as fair weather athletes lose their grip on the game. They chase digital validation instead of building the legendary unshakable name. I step inside the facility at 4 a.m. when the temperature drops below freezing point. I put liquid chalk on my palms and feel the raw kinetic power expand in every joint. The clock ticks louder as the collective industry starts to experience a massive descent. They won championship rings without ever understanding where the actual blood went. I monitor their movements from the shadows and realize their operations are hollow. They rely on synthetic formulas and shallow trends that the blind sheep choose to follow. We dominate the apex before the sudden drop begins to show. We stack the heavy plates and watch the psychological terror grow. No casual competitors survive inside this cold tactical climate. We push the human chassis to the ultimate limit in alignment. The iron never lies when you are staring down a massive load. We claim the platform permanently and watch the system explode. Look at the physical decay when luxury becomes the ultimate internal goal. They lose the primitive sharpness that was embedded deep inside the soul. I keep my living quarter spots in the ambient room completely freezing cold. I am correcting all the balance sheets before a final destiny is told. I accelerate the velocity of delivery and let the steady 90 pocket explode. This high intensity deployment shows what true hardcore psychological combat showed. I hit the primary muscle groups with the precision beautiful for the world to see. There is no biological opposition on the map who can match a heavy monster like me. This is the ultimate execution phase, whether we can separate it from me, your lead. I am delivering your relentless barrages to put them off their feet. The corporate infrastructure of your group is built upon a foundation
concluded and results are written deep within our anatomy. We do not request permission or follow the fluctuating metrics of your fake economy. Before the fall-off becomes a reality, we have already secured the eternal perimeter. I pack my leather bag in the darkness and walk away as the absolute world inheritor.
The final march begins when weak minds completely surrender to the ultimate pressure.
Dr. Marcus dictates the absolute vanguard advance.
Directly onto the concrete, feel the pressure on the track. No turning back from the zone, execute a heavy tactical attack. Load the iron barbell until the steel begins to shatter under mass. Liquidating every bit of hesitation like a hammer hitting glass. Look straight into the mirror, see the ruthless commander inside the heavy frame. Knuckles turning powder white against the cold handles of the steel, imposing a sovereign standard that forces the casual crowd to kneel. This is raw, unadulterated psychological warfare, completely dismantling their pride inside the sanctuary of the training pit. There is nowhere to hide. Crush the mediocre elements, sweep the territory clean with a stroke.
We are stepping right into the absolute final march today,
Crushing every single fragile obstacle directly in the way.
bow down to the supreme power of the sovereign iron crown.
We are lifting up the entire heavy world, never looking down. Hear the rigging boots vibrating hard across the concrete floor. This is the definitive global empire of relentless hardcore war. Yeah. Kill the stadium spotlights, let the entire room turn cold. This is the dark pocket where the legendary truth is told. No commercial music playing, just the echo of the breath. Staring straight down at the heavy steel rack like a final battle unto structural death. Focus the mental energy until it becomes a razor-sharp tactical weapon inside the active brain. We have learned to master the environment, finding the ultimate triumph
Deep within the pain,
Accelerate the driving tempo, let the engine hit the maximum pace, leaving a mark of destruction across the entire operational space. Moving forward like an unstoppable armored locomotive straight through the storm, smashing through limitations of the body to establish a new norm. Ripped directly from the manual of a hardcore black ops training block. Final round of the mobilization, nothing left but the thick sulfur smoke. Liquidating every single copycat out there with a single heavy stroke. Push the maximum capacity of the lungs straight to the edge of the performance chart, tearing their weak commercial fitness philosophies completely apart. Grip the heavy axle bar with maximum power, ensure that we win.
we are stepping right into the absolute final march today,
Crushing every single fragile obstacle directly in the way.
bow down to the supreme power of the sovereign iron crown.
We are lifting up the entire heavy world, never looking down.
Hear the ripping boots vibrating hard
Across the concrete floor, this is the definitive global empire of relentless hardcore war. The final march has concluded. The iron remains completely intact. A hardcore masterclass in supremacy, an undeniable historic fact. We don't request permission, we conquer the map through the mind, leaving every single average standard far behind the defensive line. The boots have stopped moving, but the victory continues to ring. Absolute kings of the concrete sanctuary bow down directly to the sovereign iron king. sitting completely secure on the heavy black steel throne.
Being still hungry means satisfaction is a fatal illusion that I permanently refuse.
Dr.Marcus feeds the starving psychological beast.
I see them celebrating early at the finish line with fake gold. They trade all their future equity for temporary comfort. Now I'm back in the dungeon where the heavy iron weights begin to grind. A systematic demolition of the weakness trying to warp the mind. They think they reached the summit, but they only climb the hill. I'm checking every calculation on the board to prove my skill. The industry looks like a cafeteria where everybody begs for crumbs. I'm fasting in the wilderness until the noise of the world goes numb. I am still hungry for dominance, and the crown cannot stop the beast. I am hunting in the darkness while the superficial artist feast. The heavy iron never lies, it tells me exactly who I am inside the zone. I am a sovereign entity that occupies the highest territory alone. No validation from the crowd to satisfy the fire burning in my chest. I am the undisputed champion because I never take a moment to rest. Look at the physical decay of the elite when luxury wins. They lose the sharpness of the instinct needed underneath the skins. I keep the environment sparse and the temperature low to feed the fire. I am examining the technical layout of the game to raise my desire. I'm stepping up the frequency and doubling output to kill the doubt. This is a high intensity diploma, trouble what the masterclass is about. I am hitting every muscle group with a precision. Beautiful to see, there is no human opposition who can match a heavy monster like me. This is the maximum velocity threshold where the weak are left behind. I'm dropping to continue with barrage of syllables to rule the mind. The stadium is empty, but the energy is vibrating higher than before. I'm climbing up the ladder of execution till I sweep the entire floor. I am still hungry for dominance, and the crown cannot stop the beast. I am hunting in the darkness while the superficial artist feast. The heavy iron never lies, it tells me exactly who I am inside the zone. I am a sovereign entity that occupies the highest territory alone. No validation from the crowd can satisfy the fire burning in my chest. I am the undisputed champion because I never take a moment to rest. The stomach is empty, but the vision is clear as I look around. You cannot satisfy an infinite desire with objects on the ground. Still hungry is a condition where satisfaction means you lose. The predator is roaming the perimeter looking for an opening to use. Absolute starvation of the ego keeps the internal craft pure. The sanctuary is locked from the inside and the victory is secure. I am still hungry for dominance, and the crown cannot stop the beast. I am hunting in the darkness while the superficial artist feast. The heavy iron never lies, it tells me exactly who I am inside the zone. I am a sovereign entity that occupies the highest territory alone. No validation from the crowd to satisfy the fire burning in my chest. I am the undisputed champion because I never take a moment to rest.
The warm-up is completely over. Now the actual destruction begins.
Dr. Marcus cuts the training ties.
Worry flexing with a pack of cheap lies. They look for easy shortcuts to simulate a dominant crown. But when the pressure settles, they collapse and fall down. I stack the heavy plates until the steel starts to warp. There is a promise in the warrior who stays fully sharp. We do not hesitate when columns crack from the immense load. I execute the protocol and force the system to explode. They want trophies without tracking data in the darker night. I watch pretenders hesitate when stepping in fluorescent light. The psychological warfare operates with a freezing blueprint. I leave intermediate instructions out, leaving a footprint. They try to replicate the formula but fail from isolation. I am a monument, the discipline, the broken generation. The clock ticks louder as I drop the hammer on the floor. I am the undisputed ruler who never knocks on the door.
No more stretching muscles. We are breaking through the bone.
Every lazy slacker
Gets cast down from the highest throne.
the real heavy iron dominates and clears the entire space. Up on maximum capacity and force them to forget their fate. The preparation period is dead across the modern map. We eliminate the weakness when we spring the tactical trap. Look at the physical decay when luxury becomes the goal. They lose the primitive sharpness embedded inside the soul. I keep the living quarters sparse in the room, freezing cold. I am correcting balance sheets before the destiny is told. I accelerate the frequency to kill every shadow with doubt. This high intensity deployment shows what conflict is about. I hit the muscle groups with the precision beautiful to see. There is no opposition who can match a monster like me. This is the execution phase to separate weak from elite. I am delivering like pus and bars to sweep them off their feet. The corporate infrastructure of your group is on quicksand. I stand alone as the commander with the universe in hand.
No more stretching muscles. We are breaking through the bone.
Every lazy slacker
Gets cast down from the highest throne.
the real heavy iron dominates and clears the entire space. Up on maximum capacity and force them to forget their face. The preparation period is dead across the modern map. We eliminate the weakness when we spring the tactical trap.
The warm-up is over, and Judgment Day has arrived to claim the grid. We do not offer shallow excuses for the hidden things we did. The weights are back on racks, and the ledger is sealed in stone. I look around the empty arena and walk the final mile alone. No features means I build this entire empire alone with my own hands.
Dr.Marcus seals the solitary chamber secure.
Yeah. I look around the landscape and I see a lot of shadows leaning on a heavy crutch. They need a validation or a helping hand to tell them that they really mean as much. I stand alone inside the iron room where heavy metal starts to expand and break. There is a co-distinction in the absolute decisions that I choose to make. No compromise inside the structural design. I am the only architect of pain. I pull the weight until the fibers tear apart and blood is pumping through the vein. Yeah, they call for backup when the pressure starts to amplify inside the pressure zone. I find my comfort in the silence when I operate completely on my own. The psychological supremacy requires that you separate the weak. I am a monolith of dedication standing on the solitary peak. They build a syndicate of artificial numbers just to amplify the sound. I let the heavy footsteps echo when I stomp upon the designated ground.
No features on the marquee.
I stand in the light.
No features in the building.
I dominate the night, the heavy iron in my hand.
The fire in my soul.
I am the only entity that keeps total control.
No signatures required.
When I execute the plan, I am a self-made monster.
A solitary man.
Look at the weakness they display. display when they aggregate. They need a crowd around the table just to navigate. I am a sovereign state, I am a closed system. They want a savior, but I never would assist them. The mind is sharp like a scalpel in the cold air. I am the only one remaining in the lawn chair. I accelerate the pace and let the track accelerate the madness in my chest. I am the apex, bred up because I never take a momentary rest. The gym is cold at 4 a.m. when I am stepping up to challenge the machine. The separation is a product of the discipline that happens behind the screen. They try to match the rhythm, but they cannot handle the velocity of bar. I am a self-luminous object shining brighter than a standard superstar. This is the final execution of the plan that I created from the floor. I do not need an introduction when I kick down the laboratory door. The master builder of the audio is standing by the console in the dark. I leave a permanent indentation like a heavy-duty signature mark. No assistance from the gallery because the gallery is full of clones. I am the undisputed ruler sitting high upon a monument of stones.
No features on the marquee.
I stand in the light.
No features in the building.
I dominate the night, the heavy iron in my hand.
The fire in my soul.
I am the only entity that keeps total control.
No signatures required.
When I execute the plan, I am a self-made monster,
A solitary man.
So let the record show, I never asked for any help to build the wall. I watched the empires that relied on alliances crumble and fall. No features is the philosophy of the ultimate mental survival. I am my own coach, my own teammate, and my own rival. The sanctuary is locked from the inside forever. The circle is closed.